Hi guys, Ivan and Susan here from Vloggers on the Loose. What we're doing today is we're picking a couple of suburbs, and one of the suburbs is pretty expensive, and the other one's much cheaper. But they are right next to each other. So the cheaper one now, what we're in, is a suburb south of Perth, about 16 kilometres southwest of Perth, and the Perth CBD I should say, and the suburb's called Palmyra, and we're in a park over here. It's raining actually, well it's stopped now, but it is very fine drizzle, and it's about 15 degrees guys. It's bloody freezing. Susan's even got an umbrella over there. And we're in a park over here in Palmyra, and this building over here is an old bakery actually. It's the first bakery. It doesn't operate as a bakery anymore, but it was the first bakery in this area in the late 1900s, and it closed in 1970, and now is it just used as a meeting room. So you can see those houses over there. Palmyra is pretty close to the next suburb, like I said, that we're going to have a look at. And the houses over here are quite a mixture. There's a few old ones. There's a few newish sort of houses. Some are kept okay, and some aren't, which is probably typical for a lot of areas. The population of this area is about 7,600 residents, and it's fairly close to the beach and that. The closest beach, we're in the southern suburbs, like I said, so the closest beach to Palmyra would be Port Beach, South Beach and Bathers Beach. And this Palmyra actually includes the Fremantle Cemetery. So the Fremantle Cemetery is massive. It's one of the biggest cemeteries in Perth, and the Fremantle Cemetery lies within the suburb of Palmyra. There's plenty of parks in the area, and there's also a small shopping centre around here. Now we've seen a unit in this area for 349,000 Australian dollars. So, but the houses are much more. You see that house over there to your left? That big. We'll take a walk down there because it's still drizzling slightly, but. I'll do all this for you guys. I'll walk in the rain, guys. But I tell you what, it is freezing. That house there is pretty big. I'm not sure if it's a heritage listed house, but it is kept extremely well. And it's on a massive block. That block would be over 1,000 square meters, I'd say. And it's got a nice gazebo over there. The only thing that I don't like about it is that anyone can look right into their backyard, but maybe they like it like that, I don't know. So they could have put a better fence on that. And across the road over there is a school. So there's a few schools in the area. That school's called Our Lady of Fatima school. So as you can see guys, we're just walking through a park over here, and we might go down one of the streets and just have a look at the houses in this area. Like I said, there's a few new ones here. There's a few houses that people have restored, a few of the older houses. This one over here, number 2, Susan just hooked herself in a tree there with an umbrella. This one here, number 2, looks like it was a real old house and it's been restored and, pardon me, and a few things added onto it. It looks quite nice, what they've done to this house. And they've put all these surrounds over here around the trees. They look quite good. And this house here, there's a lot of garden happening there. Lady's working in her garden. So this is just an idea, guys, of one of the streets in the area of Palmyra in Perth in Western Australia. Now, this suburb isn't too far from Fremantle. It'd only be about 3 or 4 kilometres to Fremantle. So that's not too bad. There are a couple of primary schools in the area. I just talked about the one school back there. I don't know where the other school is. A few dogs barking, but they're all fenced in, so they won't be attacking us. So the gardens here are fairly well kept, guys. Fairly well kept. It's a very leafy suburb. By that I mean there's a lot of verge trees and that. You can see all the old trees here along the road. You can see them all on the verge. And these trees are fairly old because this is quite an old suburb. Now, Palmyra was one of those suburbs years ago that was never ever mentioned. And now it's come up and it's been mentioned. So it's one of those sleepy suburbs that was never ever mentioned. And that's what I was talking about a previous video we done on suburbs like Armadale and Midland and Balga and that. These are suburbs that are rarely mentioned, and suddenly they spring up and they become very expensive suburbs. And that's what's actually happened to this suburb recently, because the median price of a house in this suburb is 850,000 Australian dollars. So that's quite a hefty price tag for the suburb. So we've walked down the street over here, guys, and what we'll do is you've sort of got the gist. We might just walk down this little side street here. We'll have a look at this house here. Sorry, guys, on the right over here. This is be one of the original houses that was built in the area. That's a timber house, timber cladded house. So that'd be one of the original ones that was built in the area, probably dating back to the 1950s. So you can pick up those type of houses, and that would have been built on a big block because that's been subdivided. You can see the unit behind, the smaller house behind there. So that block would have been at least 1,000 square meters. We might cross the road over here and just have a quick walk down this street and see what's down there. Yeah, so that timber house would have dated back to the 1950s, guys. And like I said, you can see the gardens are reasonably neat down here. It is a cold, wet winter's day in Perth, so we might just wind this video up on Palmyra, and we'll head to the next suburb, which is the more expensive one. And so stay tuned, guys. We'll head to the next suburb and we'll be back shortly. Okay guys, we're back, and we're in the suburb that we're going to compare to Palmyra that we've just come from. And this suburb is marginally bigger, more pricier than Palmyra. I don't know if you can guess where we are, but that there's the Swan Yacht Club over there. You can probably see the sign there where we are, because Susan's probably got the camera on it. And that there's the Swan River, guys. So we're in a suburb called East Fremantle. And East Fremantle is just adjacent to Palmyra. And this is the difference that you'll get. This is East Fremantle. We found a place to park ourselves here. We're under a gazebo in front of the yacht club because it still is drizzling a little bit. Right in front, there's a few people jogging over there. There's a Australian Army Cadets building across the road there. So they've got perfect views of the Swan River and the yacht club from where they are. They've even got a few tables and chairs out there, so they obviously have some sort of drinks and that after their training. It's quite a nice suburb. It's an old suburb also. All these suburbs around here, guys, in the Fremantle area are fairly old. Yeah, so East Fremantle has a population of about 8,000 residents in the area, and the closest beaches are about the same as Palmyra, because they're obviously adjacent suburbs. So it's Port Beach, South Beach and Bathers Beach. This suburb, East Fremantle, has two major highways running through it. One's Canning Highway, and we call them highways over here. They're not really. There's certain parts of Canning Highway where you can only drive at 60 kilometres an hour, so it's not really a highway. And Stirling Highway, same deal, about 60 kilometres an hour, so it's not really a highway. But these are the two highways that run through it. The suburb, as you can see, is on the Swan River. It's got a few small shopping centres in the suburb, nothing major, smaller ones. You might find a Woolies in the area, Woolworths or Coles, but your major shopping you'll have to do in Fremantle, which isn't far from you, of course, because this is East Fremantle, so Fremantle's not far, about 3 or 4 kilometres from here. The suburb's actually got two small private hospitals in it also. And each year, guys, this suburb is famous for hosting the East Fremantle Festival in a street called George Street, which is quite a well-known, famous street in the area. So we might take a bit of a drive around the suburb now and show you guys around. Hi guys, we're just driving down a road called Preston Point Road, which is right on the Swan River, and these are some of the more opulent houses in East Fremantle. These will be the $1 million houses. They're probably a lot more than $1 million, but I'm saying in the $1 million bracket type thing. Down this road here, and we'll go further into the suburb and have a look around there. weather permitting, it might start raining again. It's very, very cloudy here, guys, very dull. And there's some of the older houses there, or one of the older houses there, probably worth a couple of mil Australian dollars. So you can see, guys, this is a much, look at this house coming up here, this is a beauty. There's another nice house here, beautiful looking house. They have beautiful river views from there. So we're down a side street here, and the houses are still quite big over here. It's quite a hilly area, so some of these big houses might get river views also. Very, very nice suburb through here. Some of the roads are a bit weird because it's a very old suburb, and obviously things have been bulldozed and rebuilt and that, because a lot of the houses look fairly modern through here. So there's quite a few buses that run out of the suburb into Fremantle.
Is that famous street you mentioned?
It's river views from that street there, called Gordon Street. There's a few, there's a house here being renovated by the looks of it. These streets are very narrow over here, and you don't know what car's coming around the bend, and you can see these cars parked. I'm on the wrong side of the road here, guys, because all these cars are parked on the road. So if a car comes towards me, I'll have to duck in behind one of these cars. These are the smaller houses now, as you can see, because we're getting a bit further away from the river. So there's an A-frame house there. You don't see them very often, but there's one there. These streets are shocking over here. Now we come up again to some nice bigger houses here. So yeah, North Fremantle certainly is. East Fremantle, sorry, certainly is a very nice suburb. I said North Fremantle before because there is a suburb called North Fremantle. There's a suburb called South Fremantle, North Fremantle, East Fremantle, and Fremantle. So they're all over the place. So guys, there's another little side street over here in East Fremantle. The houses have definitely got a little bit smaller through here, but they're still very neatly kept in that. Everything's neatly kept. So the median price in this area in East Fremantle is 1.5 million Australian dollars. So the difference between the median price difference between Palmyra, the suburb we just been to before, and this suburb, East Fremantle, is a whopping 650,000 Australian dollars. That's the difference between the two suburbs, their median price. So would you guys spend that extra $650,000 to live in East Fremantle, or would you save that money and whack it on the stock market and live in Palmyra? It's a question for you. You can put that in the comment area below for us and let us know what you would do. But East Fremantle, saying that, is quite a very nice suburb. And here's a little park over here. Oh, it looks like a school. It's a school. They make the play areas very nice these days in the schools. So guys, what do you think? Would you live in East Fremantle or Palmyra? There's an older house. There's an older house there. Older house over there, guys. A few older houses here. So this must be this was the first part of the suburb when it first got established, I would say. A few older. Oh, that's a real old one there. Look at that one there, guys, with the original bullnose veranda, tin roof. There's 3 of them next to each other there. So I'm not sure if these houses are heritage listed or not, but they look pretty cool. I don't mind those bullnose verandas. So you got the bullnose veranda over there. You got the ornate metal trimming around the veranda. So these will be the original houses that were in the area from yesteryear. So yeah, guys, that's a question for you. Would you want to live in North Fremantle or Palmyra, where the median price is a difference of 650,000 Australian dollars? So in saying that, looks like here's a house here for sale, guys. We'll check this out. We'll check this house out here, that's for sale, and then we'll wrap it up. It looks like it's under offer actually, so it's it's sold. There it is there. There's the house there, there's the sold sign. So that one there got sold. So yeah, guys, we'll wrap this video up now on the 2 suburbs of Palmyra and East Fremantle. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. We need a lot more subscribers to the channel. And oh, look at this, there's a block of units there, old flats, or not flats because they're not really that high, it's only 2-story thing. So that there'd be one of the original stuff. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And hope you enjoyed the video on Palmyra and East Fremantle. And we'll see you guys in the next one.